Hey, what's up everybody? Video 44 coming at you another video. All right, so we cut off in one spot and I haven't forgotten where we're at. I checked and said, what children is essentially where we left it off at. So basically guys like Michael Rappaport don't believe the people that Israel's killing are actually children but human animals, to finish the thought. And you know, I mean, that's his point of view because he was raised to believe that. You know, I saw footage of this kid this morning who was sitting on his father's lap and they were reading a book about how Lebanon is a place that they ultimately want to go. Look how beautiful the land is. It's not ours yet. It's too dangerous to go there because it has enemies there. The reality is that kid don't have any enemies in Lebanon. That grown man who wants to take that land from them, who's brainwashing his kid that way, has enemies in Lebanon because he's doing things to provoke the anger within a Lebanon person's heart. Trying to take their land from them, displace them, and ultimately try to tell them that they're better than them as they do so, like they do to everybody else. That will yield you a lot of enemies. You don't have enemies without trying to take something that ain't yours. You're not teaching the kid that it's not okay to not take land. You're teaching that kid that it's his land before he even takes it, and therefore it's his right to do whatever he needs to do to get the land. And it's such a beautiful place, but he should be fear the people who are there, so it's important that he annihilate them instead of trying to do any business with them. That's what you're teaching the kid. And the first and foremost is the land is beautiful. And it ain't ours yet, but it will be. But you can't go there right now because it's dangerous. And the people there are your enemies. That's what he was teaching the kid. The kid's like 3 years old reading this book. Like we would read a fairy tale. Like that's the propaganda they teaching these people from jump. So it's no wonder that they're able to jump around and think it's righteous that they defeat everybody and kill people's kids. And when children are dying, they should be thinking about themselves. They're taught this from birth. This is the propaganda in their country. This is what the Zionists need their people to believe so they can go forward with this nonsense without having people up revolt against them. Without having those minds who are compassionate at heart by nature, just like everybody else who's born in this world with before the propaganda hits. They wouldn't have any support in anything that they do because none of it's natural, none of it's any good. They feel it's necessary so that the world be clean as they see cleanliness, which is only them there, a la Hitler. But that's not real. All you're doing is creating enemies, making it so that the whole world hates you. This only works if nobody knows you're doing it. If nobody can see the carnage that you're willing to engage in, that you are engaging in to steal the land. So that's child abuse. And anybody that's teaching their kid to hate or that they can steal or that they're not going to yield horrible results from stealing is awful. It's an awful human being. And you're doing that child no service in a world that's going to revolt against it for enacting that type of supremacy. You don't get that child murdered in defense of righteousness, ironically enough. Just because you taught it that nonsense, you are not its friend. You are a devil. You're weaponizing that child against its very own self. That's the coolest thing about it. Zionism is anti-Semitism. Zionism is anti-Zionism when you consider it. Netanyahu talking about we're getting attacked on 7 fronts. You done pissed off 7 people. You said you pissed off 7 countries, bro. Of course they're attacking you. You're killing innocent people in lands, destroying children and making us all watch. Hell yeah, we're gonna want to kill you. We need to protect these children. That part's not gonna be worked into your equation because you're chosen, right? That's the part that I want everybody to understand, that I've come to understand. And that's what I was explaining before my phone cut off. It just got too hot because of this heat out here. And of course, the enemy does, natural spiritual enemy does not want me to say all of this. So of course, the phone is gonna be too hot to speak when I'm getting to the nitty gritty of it. But people like Michael Rappaport and Jerry Seinfeld and all the other Zionists in this world, that's what they believe. That they're chosen, and by way of being chosen, they can do horrible things that no one else should be able to do. That everybody else would be considered terrorists if they were to try. But since they're chosen, they get carte blanche to do all of it, and anybody who tries to stop them deserves to die. And America somehow got wrapped into this nonsense. However it goes, we're in it. We're the ones backing these people as they continue to enact this type of reality. Why? I guess because they found a way to have all the money in the world. I guess it's because they control so much of the money in the world. I guess it's because they pay all of our government, but really, I think they're just hiding people's secrets, as I keep saying every day. So as a result, we're behind people who are thinking this way, who believe this. And then these idiots actually think they can trust these people, which is really funny to me. Our government and all these surrounding governments and all these people that are so-called Israeli allies actually think they can trust Israelis. That's the part that's crazy to me. You can't trust these fools. They're liars. And they believe they're better than you. They teach their children to steal land from people. They teach their children that they have enemies in places that love children. Lebanon doesn't hate children. Lebanon's trying to defend people who are losing their kids. And these Israeli individuals got it written in storybooks that go to 4-year-old kids that they're enemies in these lands, but the land is so beautiful and they got to take the land. If it's dangerous, then why the hell am I ambitious about taking the land in the first place? Logic tells me if the people there are my enemy, I shouldn't be so enthralled with something that they inhabit. But because I'm chosen and I should be able to move anywhere I want to go and nobody ever tells me no, I'm due to every bit of the land the world has. What were they chosen for? To inherit the earth and be the only ones here? Why the hell did God make any of us? As an obstacle course for you to obtain the earth itself, to get around? Like, this is how they operate as Zionists. This is how they operate as Zionist Jews. And somehow, through the Gentiles being so susceptible to temptation, they've allowed the Jews, who holds all the keys to all these damn temptations that we want, to control everything with this mindset in mind. As their true north. This is just absolute evil. It's nothing short of evil, man. The civil rights movement and all these different things that we fought in this country so that we can see brown and black people have equality, all that. It was never what the Jews believed. They never believed that. It's never what the Zionist Jews specifically ever thought was even real. They just allowed us to get as far as they wanted us to believe we were so that we wouldn't create problems. In actuality, they just found more devious ways of controlling the world around us. They didn't need our compliance necessarily, but it was better that they had it so we wouldn't create more problems with our voices like I'm doing right now. Thinking completely logically outside of the propaganda that they feed one another to go along with anti-compassionate ideals and behaviors. Pro-terroristic, racist and supremacist behaviors. In America, white America needs to crap or get off the pot. And I'm speaking directly to the white nationalists who don't particularly like me too much just because of my skin color. Y'all need to crap and get off the pot. If you're not with all of this and the consequences that come with it, you need to stand up against it. You need to, because you're about to lose what you consider your country. People have been telling you for a long time the Jews run your country, not you. Well, now it's time for you to get on, crap or get off the pot, buddy. Y'all want to sit up here next to your flag and say it's the most important thing in the world? Now's the time to show that. Because a lot of your brethren have officially sold this country to Israel and sold this country to the Zionists. And it's you versus them. That's what it is, friends. Because this ain't a black man's land. It ain't. You stole us. You brought us here. You made us build it for you. We did our part. We did our part, buddy. I hate to tell my white friends this, but if somebody takes over this land, this was never mine to begin with. As a Native American descendant, I have a different point of view. But as a black descendant, this was never my land, fam. This is never my land. This is the land that you stole. You wanted this. And now someone's trying to take it from you. What the hell are you going to do? That's the truth. Crap or get off the pot, buddy. Because it's time. Y'all want to hold y'all AR-15s and close your borders off and do all these different things. Act like y'all supreme. But when it really come down to it, it's the Jews are supreme, buddy. And it ain't hearsay no more. They showing you. It's what time it is. If that flag means so much to you, it's time to draw a line in the sand with those guys and say, you are the white supremacy that runs this earth and not them. Because that's what's going to have to happen. If y'all want to keep any remnants of what it is your culture actually is. I'm just being honest with you. You always thought that the brown and the black was your enemy. We weren't taking your land. These guys were. These were the guys that were really infiltrating you from the inside out. Secretly buying off all your cousins who happen to be politicians. And them guys was doing whatever the hell they said. And now we're in a space where it's up to you. It's up to you, white America. Everybody bold when it's time to stand up against black people. Black people bold, stand up against black people. White people bold, stand up against black people. Everybody looks at us like we the ones to be pushed over. But when it comes to these Jews, they don't want to touch them. Oh, no, I can't do that. Well, you didn't let them get to this point where they believe you can't do that. So now when it's time to fight them, what you gonna do? Tuck your tail because they better than you? They chosen and you scared of them? Because that's what it looked like to me. That's what it looked like to me. This is when you show you really got the balls that you said you had. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could do all the weirdest stuff to black people for generations. But y'all ain't gonna touch a single hair on them Zionist head, are you? Cowards, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, y'all ain't really like that. Y'all say y'all like that, but when it comes to y'all real enemies, nobody really like that. The enemies got mental hold on them, financial hold on them. You're going to keep on fighting in the enemy's army? Keep on sending your brothers over? Me or USA first? No, fam. It's Israel first. Y'all better know that. Israelis letting you know that. It's Israel first. You can drown. You get a fraction of what it is that they do. Why? Because they chosen. And this is their land, not yours. They bought it. Just like you said to the Native Americans, just like you said to the Mexican people, just like you said to these black people that built this damn thing. It's ours. We own it. Well, your cousin sold it to these idiots. And they think they own the whole damn world. So what you gonna do? You gonna bend over and let them handle that? Or you gonna take them same weapons you've been building up, hoarding in your house, waiting for the race war, and actually deal with these people that's actually taking something from you? Y'all been hoarding them guns thinking I was coming to knock on your damn door. I never wanted nothing from you. If anything, we wanted you to leave us the fuck alone. Black folks ain't wanted a whole lot from white people at all. Just leave us alone. Y'all be thinking about us a lot more than we think about you. Believe me, we don't. I'm telling you, we don't. And these Zionists, they needed something from you and they got it. That was your compliance. That was your money. That was your intention. That was your land. And that was your attention pointed at somewhere else other than them. While they were putting that hand in their pocket, in your pocket, snatching what's in there. I'm telling you, it's a concept that's been in my mind for a long time. While everybody's so weary of the people that they think are their enemies, their real enemies are reaching in their pockets while they're looking away at the other person they think is their enemy. This is a concept that's been in this country for a long time. Y'all think the black and the brown and everybody else is your real enemy, when your real enemy has his hand in your pocket. Now that chicken has come to roost. Now we're in a space where that has already been done. They hold what it is that you thought you had, that you were holding so dear, and they're about to do whatever the hell they want to do with it. What are you going to do? Because these people definitely think they're better than everybody, and that definitely includes you. That's where we at with it. God, hey, this is poetic justice, baby. This poetic justice. Y'all stole this land, now it's being stolen from you. Y'all treated people poorly, didn't pay proper value for the land. For the others, that the stuff that you didn't steal, you gave $2, $3 for. That's what's happening to you, white man. That's exactly what's happening to you. And if you're fine with it, I'm fine with it. That's the way I see it. Because let me tell you right now, we used to being treated poorly by you. So there ain't gonna be that much difference if the Jew does it. It's the same thing. Same tyranny, same slavery, same infiltration into our neighborhoods with guns and drugs, alcohol, and self-destructive culture invested in. It's gonna be the same thing. We ain't seeing nothing new. The Israeli, the white, it's the same thing to us. It ain't no different. The same old white supremacy to us. To y'all, it's definitely a line in the sand drawn what are you going to do about it type energy going on right now. So, hey, man, it is what it is. Don't say nobody ain't warned you. Don't say nobody ain't warned you. But I would not be surprised if this is the United States of Israel 3 years from now. It ain't going to take long. They already have your government. Now it's time for them to enact the shift of power as they see fit. Now, they got their eyes on the Middle East because there's a lot of oil out there. But best believe when they take over the Middle East, they taking over you right after that. Yeah, they want to. They need to. In their minds, they own, the whole world is theirs, and they shouldn't have a place that they think is beautiful. A land that they think is awesome that they can't inhabit fully. And dance to their EDM music and bounce around and lay on the ground and kiss the ground or whatever the hell they do when they pray. Lay flat on the ground like, I don't know, like corpses. I don't know what the hell they doing. But they want to be able to do that everywhere, anywhere and everywhere. Ain't no place they shouldn't be able to inhabit, own, and ultimately, inflict their will upon. And if anything tries to threaten that, they're going to kill innocent people there. That's it. And they're putting money in the Congolese hands and making sure war is happening there. They're going to South America, putting bullets and guns in individuals' hands that want to stir up horrible things there. And they pick up the plunder left and right. That's what they do. And that's how they make their money. By being what my mother used to call mess disturbers. Stirring up mess everywhere they can and getting money off of it. That's how they've done it. Anything evil you can think of, anything evil they think you won't, they make sure they own. So that when it's time for you to go for your vices, when it's time for you to inflict your policies of identity politics, they got the money. That's where you go. And they don't care about the people, so they just steal it out of the people's pockets and invest very little in the people. Very little. And that's how they make their money. All over the world. And then buying up everything from all of these Tom, Dick, and Harry governments all over the world that are selfish in nature, that are corrupt. They stir it up like the devil, man. As soon as the devil sees an opportunity to get someone who's weak of the mind and susceptible of the heart, he gonna step in there and do anything he can to make sure that you're giving him all and you get back very little. And that's exactly what Zionists is. That's what they are. They're human devils. They're cancer in human form. They are every bit of what embodies the evil of this world. My mom once told me something else that stood with me. She said, no matter how big and bad you think you are, there's always somebody better. Well, white America, meet somebody better. Y'all thought y'all was supreme whites because y'all had your foot on a black man's neck? Booyah. Now find out who has their hands in your pockets. Who has their foot on your neck. It's the ones you're afraid to say anything about. This is the ones you gotta shh. You don't talk about them. We think they control everything, but we're not sure. That's who you should have really been preparing for. Boogeyman with the little hat. Don't look at me to feel sorry for you. Y'all enslaved my people. Did all kinds of weird and evil stuff to us. Treated us like the worst thing ever, forever bucking your system. Treated us like we would had killed all your people and done everything, stole your land. You treated us like we did what you did to us for a very long time. And then you made us docile in the presence of horrible cultures that meant to make us hate ourselves and love your wealth, as Kanye said. And you think I'm gonna have any pity for you now that it's time for you to get your comeuppance for that very behavior by a bigger, badder, eviler white supremacy demon? Hell no. Get what you get. It's karma. I ain't about to feel sorry for you. This ain't my land. I'll find somewhere else to settle. It's the whole point. And don't think I'm speaking for every black person. A lot of black people don't feel that way at all. They love you more than they love themselves. They'll bend over backwards to make you feel comfortable. I'm not one of those people. I'm not in that space of mind warping. No, not at all. God didn't allow for me to fall into that bullcrap. So don't think I'm speaking for all black people. You have a lot of black people. And a lot of them are going to be angry at me for ever saying any of this. Because you have their mind just like the Jews have yours. Yeah. Coons is what we call them, even though it's not something we're supposed to say. I'd imagine that's what Lindsey Graham is and all these others that have sold you guys out for the Zionist Jew. I guess you can call them coons too. See, all this comes full circle. And I guess I'm a bad guy for saying all of this, man. I'm not. You ain't gonna be able to confuse me with that mental gymnastic nonsense. I know that the first thing I was thinking is that people deserve to be treated right, that children deserve to be protected. So you ain't gonna be able to tell me I'm a terrorist because I want people not to be killed at your hands and without your mercy. No. That's a mental gymnastic that works on a stupid person. I am not that. I know exactly who I am. Knowledge of self before anything else. Just like I know who my enemy is. It ain't my brother. It ain't the coon. Not at all. It's the baby-killing Zionist bastards. That's who my enemies are. And the devil that powers them to do all of what it is that they do. That is exactly who our enemy is. It's the black man enemy. That's the white man's enemy. That's the Mexican man enemy. That's the Asian man's enemy. The Arab man's enemy. Everybody enemy. If we smart, if we understand what the hell's going on here. Anybody they call a Gentile is not safe so long as they control everything. And who do they call a Gentile? Everybody, not them. Booyah. There it is. So, crap will get off the pot, y'all. Enough of these mental gymnastics. Ain't nobody confused. This is what comes with doing the things that you've done. Colonizing the earth in evil ways, treating people poorly, and then making it seem as if this is righteous. This ain't righteous. It was never righteous. You would never do to something that wasn't inhabited first by you. If you wanted to live in those places, you should have diplomatically made friends with people and then bought your way in if at all possible. And if they kept you out, then that's what it should have been. You shouldn't have been there. That's the truth. But y'all couldn't stand no, you couldn't stand limitations. You couldn't stand anybody otherwise telling you couldn't do something because God forbid they tell somebody of white skin they can't do something when they are chosen and they're supreme and all this other lying nonsense that ultimately you've convinced yourself and want everybody else to go along with. Sorry, friends. That was never how that was going to work. It was never going to end that way. It was always going to end with y'all getting y'all comeuppance. It was always going to end with what you had being out of your hands, one way or another. You were never going to be able to keep what was never yours. It was not yours. And I'll tell you right now, God has plans for all of this. All of it. Everything that's going on, everything I just described, everything I've been paying attention to, He has plans for all of it. And the history books are going to have to tell the story of what ultimately is next. And if that story happens to be told by those who lied, then the truth will be revealed in due time. Evil do not win these games. They don't win. The devil's a loser above all else. An insecure, small-minded, short-sighted loser. And anybody that follows him follows the same fate that he does. And that's why it's important that you undo the brainwashing that's been inflicted upon y'all to make you think that karma ain't coming your way for the evil actions of a chosen mind. If you feel like you're chosen to be better than everybody else, you better make damn sure that there ain't a God in the sky, because if there is one, He gonna make sure you know that what you were chosen for ain't what you thought. And that what you were allowed to do was not what you thought. And that you went against that, even though you weren't really aware of it, it brings about results that you didn't want. That's what the truth is about that. If you want to teach your kids something that's going to keep them alive, you teach them that nobody's better than anybody. That the land that they're from is the land that they deserve to be in. And if that land was stolen, then they owe the people it was stolen from reparations, the right to be ousted, whatever the hell it is that's due. That's the only way to make it right, is that you be willing to give it back. Give back the land, and pay for what it is that you've stolen. That's the only way to make things right. Otherwise, you're headed on a path where you'll come up and just come in. Whether you see it coming or not, whether you can foresee it coming or not, it doesn't matter. Your day will come. So if you believe anything that goes against that in any way, unlearn that. Unlearn that. It's for your betterment. You don't have to believe me. Just keep watching. Video 44. I thank y'all for watching. I'm out.